What's up, Slayers? This is Dram of the Game Slayers, looking to bring you the creepy tales of the Game Slayers. I want to bring you a Halloween special. This is a quick story called Tallypo. The story begins with three woodsmen out in the woods trying to make a living for their families. These three woodsmen stay gone 2 to 3 months at a time. One certain night they came up saying that they were short on food. So the first woodsman decides, hey, I'll go hunt us some food. So he leaves. About 2 hours later, they hear on the door, let me in. So the other ones run to the door and they open and they let the first one in. He's carrying a satchel over his shoulder. He says, I was able to catch this in the woods. He goes, I don't know what it is, but it is a piece of meat. So he pulls the meat out of the satchel, and it's a good piece of size, about an arm's length long, covered with fur over it. And so anyway, he says, tonight we will cook this and we will feast on it. So the one woodsman, he cleans it, scrapes it clean, gets the meat, and they cook the meat and sit down for dinner. So they get the meat and eat it, and they're all feeling stuffed. And then it's getting late now, probably around 11 o'clock at night. The moon's out, and of course there's no electricity in this cabin. All it is their little fire and their lanterns. So they decide, well, let's turn in for the night. We have an early day. We will start chopping wood and doing our work tomorrow when we get up. So they go to bed, and so the time rolls around. About 3 o'clock comes up, and they hear this on the door. And they all look at each other, knowing that they're all still there together. Who could be at their door? And so they go to the door, and one hollers, who is it? Who is at the door? Anyway, and all they hear is, and again he hollers, who is at the door? He goes, we are not letting you in. Who is at the door? And again all they hear is, and then in the faint distance they hear a faint sound, bring back my Tallypo. And they stop and they look at each other and say, did you hear that? Anyway, and they hear again, I need my Tallypo. Please return my Tallypo. And one looks at the other until they holler out the door, we do not have your item. We do not have your Tallypo. Please leave. And again they hear, please return my Tallypo. I must have my Tallypo. And so this goes on for a little while. And they say, if you do not leave, we will kill you. And so after a few minutes the noise subsides and there's no more noise, so they go on to sleep. Alright, next night comes up, and they finish eating some more of the meal that they had caught the night before. They lay down. About 3 o'clock they hear again, I want my Tallypo. This time the voice was a little more stern and upset. And again, first one goes to the door, I do not have your Tallypo. Please leave us alone. And they hear again, I want my Tallypo. Return my Tallypo now. Anyway, and again, all three of the woodsmen go up to the door. We do not have your item. If you do not leave, we'll kill you. And so then it subsides. They do not hear it anymore. Next morning they get up. They go to work. Just a normal day. They come home. They eat a little more of the meat. And then they hear again at night, I will have my Tallypo. Return it now. So one guy decides, oh, I'm going to peek out the window and see what it is. Anyway, as he's looking through the window, he can see a shadowy figure standing about 6 or 7 feet, but cannot make out the face. And they hear again, now I am asking because I am mad. I want my Tallypo. Return it now. And they again, we do not have your item. So this goes on for a little while, and the noise subsides, and they hear nothing. Well, a little bit later, maybe 2-3 hours, they hear a scream in the woods. The first woodsman says, I'm going to take the axe. I'm going out there and see what it is. I'm putting a stop to this. And so he goes out. Anyway, so 1, 2, 3 hours go by. They hear nothing. He never returns. Next morning they wake up. There's still no woodsman. They leave. They go outside. All they see is scratches on the porch. Scratches. Leaves are rustled. Blood everywhere. And so they're thinking, hey, well, he got it. He's out in the woods somewhere. Maybe he killed it. So they go about their business, go to work. They come back. that evening, they sit down, still no woodsman. So they're starting to get a little alarmed now. They said, well, let's go ahead and start cooking. Maybe while we're cooking, he'll show up. So they cook, make a soup out of some more of the meat, and start eating. Anyway, so they go about their business. They go to bed. 3 o'clock rolls around. I need my tally-po. And they say, one of our men, they get to the door, one of our men had went to find you yet last night. There was some screaming outside, and they hear nothing. A few minutes they hear, I want my tally-po now. You sent your man, he had failed to kill me. I want my tally-po. So this goes on for about 30-40 minutes. Anyway, so then they go to bed. They hear nothing. A few minutes later, they're awakened by sounds of banging and rustling outside. So the second woodsman, I'm going to go and see what this is. I'll take the gun with me this time. So he goes out there with the gun, and the third woodsman hears 3 shots, and then it's quiet. So he's thinking, yeah, they got them, he's dead, then it'll be over with. 2 hours later, the woodsman never returned back. So next morning, he goes out, and again, there's blood everywhere. Nothing to be found of the woodsman, nothing to be found of the creature or man, whatever it is. So he goes on, he does a little bit of work, he comes home, starts cooking a little more of the meat, eating. No one ever returns. That night, the third woodsman is sitting there alone. He leaves the fire on, leaves the lanterns on, and he hears, I want my tally-po, I will get my tally-po. And he goes running to the door, begging, please, I didn't take it, I'm not the one that took your tally-po, please just go away. And so everything's quiet, and he thinks, hey, well, maybe it worked. So he lays down. Okay, well, 2 days later, the rangers come to the station looking for the woodsman. He comes inside, the house is just tore to shreds, and everything's tore up, tables busted, chairs are busted, food, everything all over the floor. And he finds the third woodsman in the bed still with his stomach cut open. And then he looks up above the woodsman, and there's blood written on the wall. It says, I told you I would have my tally-po. And anyway, as the rangers read this, they look out the window and see a wolf-like creature with its tail cut off, running through the woods holding a satchel. And it turns around and looks and hollers, I have my tally-po, and keeps running off. This creature was never found. It was never heard from again. Nothing ever came of it again. So this is a little word to the wise. Next time you go hunting, if you cut something off of something, you better kill it while you're at it, because you never know when it'll come looking for what it has. Well guys, that was just a quick little horror story, just something I threw in there just for Halloween, something a little different. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a safe Halloween. For the younger guys that are going trick-or-treating, be sure to check your candy before you eat it. Watch for cars, be safe, and enjoy your weekend, and have a great Halloween, guys. And remember to click like, subscribe for more content, and enjoy. And remember to watch over your shoulder tonight and tomorrow, for the weekend carries many things.